The common reporting standards put so much pressure on countries on dealing with their offshore corporations that now some of these countries are giving in on their, not on their individual income taxes, totally different. I'm talking about their corporate structures. What I would advise you to do on companies like Nevis offshore corporations and also Belize offshore corporations, I would avoid these at all costs. I've talked with the revenue authorities. I know there's a lot of mishaps going back and forth on what's what and how these entities are going to be taxed. I actually talked with the tax authorities in St. Kitts, and I talked to actually a group of a board of them, and unless you don't have income that's coming out of these, like in other words, if you own strictly land and you don't have any sort of income coming in on those structures, then you still have to file, but you won't have taxes or anything like this. But if you've got any sort of income that's coming in and you want to get your taxes to zero, you need to avoid these entities, because the offshore structures in Nevis are going to be taxed the same rate as what local corporations are. The limited companies are going to be the same. 33% tax. That's high. I mean, that's almost like you're back in the U.S. You need to avoid these entities. So I would advise you, most people don't know this when they get these corporations. Some of these people that are selling these corporations, they're not telling people about these new changes. CRS has put all this pressure on these countries coming out with this change in their offshore corporations. Now, it's a lot easier for you to control yourself, okay? If a country comes out and changes the laws, and like for instance, St. Kitts has no income tax, no capital gains tax, no estate tax, no inheritance tax. They do have an unincorporated business taxes, like normally it's 4% right now. During the coronavirus period, it's 2%. But there is a tax. So what the CRS came back and stated was, if you have a situation on corporate structures where there is no income tax, then they're forcing these countries to come out with a tax on corporations. And so what I'm telling you is, you need to avoid setting up these structures unless the assets that you have in there have no income that's producing in them, like raw land, lots that have no income coming in them. And this is the key right here. Only do it for asset protection purposes, because there's so many laws that could, there's no point in putting anything in an offshore structure anyway, in Nevis or Belize, unless you're looking for asset protection. And if you're looking for that, then I would only do it for investments that are that don't have any income producing, like lots, land, things like this. If you've got income producing from them, you're making a mistake. I would not be doing this, okay? There are other areas, there are countries right now that are not complying with the CRS. I did that on another tape. I'm not going to go through that today. If you want help on that, you can go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com. But there are countries that are not giving in to CRS. Those are the ones you want to be looking at. And some of those you don't want to mess with either. Some of them are in really defunct countries. They don't comply with the CRS, but they're also on a lot of really bad blacklists. I mean, you don't want to be in some of these countries or even dealing with some of them. Some of them are in Africa, and they've got really bad history and track records, and nobody wants to deal with them. There are countries that do have good balance sheets, and they also don't have the reputation, and they're not also complying with CRS. You're always going to have countries that will not comply with CRS. You just got to stay on top of this. We can help you. If you go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, hit the top bar that says apply with us, fill out the questions, hit that bottom bar that says send it to us. We'll get back with you. And don't forget the subscribe button on the right of your screen here. You'll get new videos as they come out automatically. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, just put it below. I'll be glad to get back with you. Folks, we deal with people that are making at least $1 million, have a net worth of at least $1 million, and or you got a net worth or making income of at least $150,000 US a year. If you're not in this category, you're pretty much wasting your time. If we can help you there, let us know and be glad to help you out. I look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.